Welcome to Live Your Passion. I'm your host, Alex Stephen from Life Transforming Treasures. On Live Your Passion, our guests share their stories and challenges and how they embraced and overcame them. Hopefully, you can use some of their wisdoms to help you on your journey. I'm an author, a speaker, and a life transformation coach. Please go to my website, alexstephen.com, and download your free copy of 7 Keys to Your Dream Lifestyle. This morning, I have with me a special guest, Chivon Obiri-Mainoo, and I'll have her introduce herself. Welcome.
Thank you,
Chivon.
Alex,
Nice
for
to see you.
having me.
Yeah.
Yes, my name is Chivon Obiri-Mainoo. I am a speaker and financial educator. As a financial educator, I help build personal economy through budgeting and debt elimination.
Yeah, great. So nice to have you here. And today we'll talk, the gist of your story is really corporate America and, you know, being in a job that you don't enjoy. And a lot of us could resonate with that. So it'll be an interesting discussion.
Yes.
so tell us a little bit. I mean, I like the sport part where you came from being an athlete, basketball, and then transitioning to corporate America. So tell us a little bit about that background and the transition.
Yes. Well, I was raised as an athlete, and one of my dreams was to play collegiate basketball. When I went to high school and I tried out for the basketball team, even though I made it, I sat on the bench for the next 2 years. And I could see my hopes and dreams of playing collegiate basketball slip right away from me. So I had to take things into my own hands and go to every basketball camp that I could possibly go to around Massachusetts, hoping that a college recruiter would see me. I ended up at a camp in Worcester, Holy Cross basketball camp, where a Clark University coach came up to me. Nice. And Clark ended up recruiting me. Needless to say, I went to Clark, and in my freshman year, I played a key role in helping them make it to the Sweet 16 tournament.
Yeah. 3-pointer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah.
You know, I like sports. I used to play soccer myself in high school in Trinidad growing up, and my son is a soccer player.
Excellent.
He played for the US Deaf Olympic,
Wow.
varsity, Division I. So I like sports. I think sports is an integral part. It teaches us teamwork and discipline.
Absolutely.
So it's really a great part in growing up.
Yes.
And, developing. So tell us a little bit now your transition from being, you know, a key player on the team and, you know, achieving the goals you had in terms of sports. And now you're in corporate America, qualified. And tell us some of the, you know, experiences you had there.
Yes.
The perceived good and bad.
Okay. Well, obviously being an athlete, I took that same discipline into corporate America, hoping that that hard work that I put in when I was an athlete, it would translate into the same success into corporate America. When I went to corporate America, it was really hard for me to navigate on how to get opportunities. And even though I felt like I was putting in the work, it did not translate into success. And being young at the time, you really don't know how to maybe communicate to management on what you need to do to move forward. And even sometimes you do, you may still not get that opportunity. So I felt very stuck. I felt stuck because I did not have that passion that I once experienced in my athletic world. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it got to a place where even though I wasn't climbing that corporate ladder, I knew I had all this greatness inside of me, but I was like, what am I gonna do? This is not working out.
Yeah.
The environment got so toxic for me that I had to make the tough decision to leave. Now I would never leave a position without having another position lined up.
But let me ask you, in that position, you stayed there for a few years, I assume.
More than a few years.
More than a few years. And you were qualified, you had an MBA.
Absolutely.
So highly qualified. Did you ever seek out help, like a mentor or going to a manager, trying to figure out, you know, what you could do better or what you were doing wrong?
I think that's one mistake that I made. I think I put it on me being young. It wasn't told to me that I should seek out mentors.
Right.
I didn't learn this until later on. And because I was a very shy person, it's very hard for me to ask people for help as well. So that's really stepping outside of my comfort zone, which I wasn't comfortable with.
Yeah, and that's something, you know, and I tell people that I coach, that asking for help to me is a sign of strength, because it means you know, you're going forward, you wanna correct if there's anything that you're not seeing, a coach could see it, you know, because you, as Les Brown said, you're in the frame, so you can't see the picture. And I did that in my corporate life. I went out and asked, but I had that habit from small, and I got it. My mom used to tell me, always ask for help. I didn't know the word mentor then.
Yes.
You know, but I used to ask people, and what I realized is that when you ask people for help, they're willing to help. You know, they really want to help you. So, like you said, you were shy, you were young, so it's something you overlook. But I want to tell people who's looking, ask for help.
Yes.
Go to your manager. If you think they're not helpful, seek out other people in the organization, your churches or other groups, and ask for help. If they cannot help you, ask them if they could put you on to somebody who might be able to help you. But you need that. You need somebody to hold you accountable, somebody who has walked through that path that could give you some guidance. So.
And the other thing I want to say is that I was looking for others to see the greatness within me, but I needed to display my greatness. If you get what I mean. I needed to put myself out there to show my abilities and talents, which I wasn't doing. I'm sitting behind a cubicle just working hard, but not really putting myself out there. Oh, I could probably do this project. I could probably do that project. Maybe I can present to the group. I wasn't doing those things as well.
So a good point you brought up there is exposure.
Yes.
And it's a little bit of PR, you know, just having the qualifications and working hard like you experience doesn't get you up. You'll see somebody who is less qualified than you, who works less hours than you, and they're gonna go up. And in corporate America, that's just the fact. You have to, I'm not saying you have to play the political game, but you have to make sure that you're being seen. That's your responsibility. And the good thing about it is that you have seen it, and you in the position now that you could help other people from your experience. So that's the good that came out of it.
Absolutely. And the other thing I want to say to people is you really have to do self-evaluation. What are the things that you're good at? You see, even though I was shy, to a certain level, Alex, I could present. You get what I mean? If I was given the opportunity, even though I didn't like speaking, given the opportunity, I could present. But you have to have self-awareness about yourself. What are your talents and abilities?
And you know, so you're bringing up some good points. When people come to me, you know, I say the first thing, you have to be aware of where you are. Second thing, you got to accept it. And people say, what do you mean aware? I say, well, simply, if you want to go to New York and you don't know if you're in if you're in Chicago or if you're in LA, how are you going to get to New York?
Exactly.
You have to be aware of where you are. You have to accept that. And then from there, you know, people come to me and they say, I want to set goals. I says, set goals for what? You have to know, you know, and you touch on a point which we'll talk more about later, passion. That's so important. Passion is so important. That's one of the driving factors, you know, to be successful, passion and commitment. So you had the experience, you, you know, and how did your co-workers, how did they treat you?
To a certain extent, my coworkers, most of them were great.
Yeah, okay.
They saw my abilities because when you're all on the same level, it's easier for people on that level to see your talents and your abilities.
Right.
It's usually harder for the upper management to see what you can do. You get what I mean? Because you're not interacting with them every day, but you got to put yourself in front of management. It's no good when your coworkers know you're great and management doesn't know you're great.
Yeah, I think one good, you know, as you talk about this coming from corporate, when I was in public accounting with a big 8 accounting firm, they had that practice where you meet with your, you know, the partner, partners were in charge of different, I was in auditing, and you always had that accountability. So when I went into banking, when I moved to Massachusetts from Washington, D.C., I always made it my point to talk to my manager and say, I want to meet with you on a monthly basis. You know, and this is what I'm doing, this is what do you think? And I'm not saying it made everything smooth, but you know, at least some of them appreciated, most of them appreciated that. Because I'll tell you, managers do have the time to look out for your career path, you know, in most instances. So you have, the onus is on you, you know, and that's what I hear you saying. And I'm not saying I did everything perfectly, but I was commended on that by most of my managers. But I got that from public accounting. You are the one who have to make the appointment. They don't have time. I mean, seriously, they have other priorities. So making that a, you know, a priority for you. Set up a time every month. You know, how am I doing? How I need to do things better and get their feedback.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish I knew that, Alex. I definitely do. And I want to make a clarification. I had 2 different positions in the organization that I worked in. In the first position, I did excel because I had somebody who was in my MBA class who hired me. Say they knew my work ethic. So a lot of the struggles that I did face is when I moved to my second position and nobody knew who I was. So I needed to make myself, you know, aware in front of people, basically. Let your presence be known. Yes, exactly, exactly.
And the discussion here is really, for, you know, people in the audience to get some wisdoms from the mistakes we have made, or some of the good things we have done, so it could help you on your journey. And that's the reason we have in the discussion.
Absolutely.
So what sort of effect this environment had on you? You know, you're working hard, you qualified, you had certain expectations that were not being met. So how did it affect you?
This how it affected me. You start to get so down that you don't care anymore. So sometimes you just come in to do your job. I'm just gonna punch in. You get what I mean? You're really not putting out that extra effort because you feel so defeated. And when you feel so defeated, you feel hopeless. You get what I mean? So you're not doing other things that you wanna do to climb that corporate ladder. Also, you talked about the political game. I'm a person who will help you out if you need help. And sometimes people are trying to climb that corporate ladder. It's a competition. Well, I'm not built like that. If you need help, I'm gonna help you. So I experienced some of those factors that I wasn't used to. I didn't know how to navigate. People would tell me, Chivon, just focus on yourself. Don't focus on other people. Why are you helping this person? But I have to remain true to who I am because that's not the core of me.
Exactly.
You get what I mean? I can't step on people to get ahead.
And that's fine. It's just not the environment that you cut out to be. So my advice to people, or my opinion is, find somewhere that suits, your core. And that's, that's when you see talents that you didn't even know you had.
Yes.
Going to start to blossom. So, corporate America, that style, that politics, you help people and they backstab you.
Yeah.
That's not your game. So find somewhere where, where it suits you, and, where you could bring out your talents and your skills.
Yes.
And it's all, at the end of the day, is how you could help. And that's how you feel gratified, like you made some contribution.
Exactly.
So coming in and clocking, you're more tired at the end of the day, like, than if you really work hard.
Absolutely,
Yeah, so
absolutely.
I know how that is. It's not good. When you enjoy what you're doing, the time just flies.
Yes.
You'll be there 10 at night and it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to eat. Or drink.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's the sort of environment you want to. But, in life, contrast is what moves us to where we need to be.
Yes.
When you see where you do not want to be. So it happens that way sometimes.
Yes.
So did this have any negative effects on your health? Or?
It did.
Yeah.
I believe I started to get anxiety when I started having the feeling where I was short of breath.
Oh, Lord.
I would wake up in the morning and I would just be like, oh my goodness, I would get this feeling in work. I would sit there and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't stay here. Distress. And I actually had to go on a medical leave because I was having a few medical issues. So I was out for 6 weeks. When I came back, it just got worse and worse. Yeah. And this is the other thing I want to say is that when you know you're in something that is not conducive to your health or to you personally, sometimes we stay in a position too long. You have to be able to move. Yes.
Yeah, you had to make that decision. You had to make that decision to move. So what did you do? What decision you made?
I made a decision to move out of the company.
Without having another position? Yeah.
I went back and forth about this decision because I'm not that kind of person. Yeah. I know that you need to have something to go to. Right. Because I was in a good financial place, I made the decision to leave. Okay. At the time. Yeah. Hoping, with the hopes that I could get a position pretty quickly.
Something else.
Yes.
So you came from, being successful in what you love, basketball, going to Clark, you had your MBA, you came in with all these aspirations and goals, and things didn't work out. It started to affect your health, and you made the decision to just cut it. And that's what we had to do sometimes. You had to just say, you know what, cut your losses or whatever, and take the risk. Yes. And so you went through a lot of challenges. Yes. And how did things start to change for you? What were some of the things you did when you left corporate?
Well, when I left, I immediately joined an organization called Toastmasters, which is a public speaking organization. I joined it because obviously to help me with my fear of public speaking, but to help me when I would go on interviews, because you have to think off the top of your head, you know? And that's why I joined the organization. So for the next 2.5 years, I would go on interview after interview, almost all the time getting to the end of the process, right? But not landing the position. Wow. Yeah. So it's very discouraging because I'm like, what's going on? Why aren't companies seeing the greatness inside of me? I know I have a lot to offer if I was just given the opportunity. So while I was doing that, going through my job process, I was in Toastmasters, not participating as well.
Just showing up.
Just showing up, showing up. Yeah. And then in 2015, after I had my child, I got this sense of urgency. I got my why.
You took the word out of my mouth. That's your why.
I got my why. Yeah. And at the beginning of this year, I said, Chivon, enough is enough. Yeah. You are more than this. Yeah. So I decided to write down some goals for myself, things that I wanted to achieve this year. And one of the things that I wanted to achieve was just finishing my 10 speeches. I only given 3 speeches over 3 years.
Wow.
So I wanted to finish my 10 speeches by June of this year. And the second thing was to relaunch my financial coaching business that I launched a couple of years ago, but sat on it because of fear. Not knowing if I would be successful in it.
Yeah, so Toastmasters, you know, and having your baby, you know, sparked something in you.
Yes.
So the fire came back, and you started to do more speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. The why is so important. I tell people come to me and they say, let's set goals, or, you know, I want to do this. And I say, why? What's your why?
Yes.
And it's like, what do you mean, what's my why? I say, what you going to do 24/7 without getting paid for it? What it is at 2 o'clock in the morning going to wake you up from your bed and you're going to go at your computer or wherever and start working on it and don't feel tired.
Absolutely.
Don't feel like that job where you just had to show up.
Yes.
You're doing it for you. That's your why. That's what drives you. And you have to find your why. You got to find your passion before you move forward, before you set goals, and you have to be committed to it. So how things open up for you in Toastmasters once you started to do more speeches?
Yeah. So I started doing my speeches, and March comes around. And in Toastmasters, we have this thing called the International Speech Competition. It is when 25,000 contestants compete to be the world champion of public speaking of the world. I had no absolutely plans on participating because I'm like, why do I want to join? Why do I want to do this? But I got a call one night from my VP of Education saying, Chivon, can you please speak this Tuesday? We don't have enough contestants. I'm like, no.
First response.
Why did I say that? One was because of fear. I didn't think I had a good enough speech to win, and I was not interested. And he goes, please, Chivon, please. I go, fine. I would do it, but just to get me closer to finishing my 10 speeches.
Yeah, it'll be another speech.
Yes. If I do win, send the second person on. I go Tuesday night, I make my speech, and I won.
What was the name of your speech?
It was called, at the time, Be an Overcomer. At the time. And after I finished, I said, send the second place winner. And the club goes, you can't back out now, Chivon. So needless to say, I went on to the area contest, I won. I went on to the divisional round, I won. I'm like, what is going on? After every competition, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, speaking in front of people. Then I get to the district competition, right? With 10 speakers, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna win, right? I make my speech and I won. And after the competition, when I was driving home in my car, I said, Chivon, this is more than a competition. This is your life. For years, you felt that you had greatness inside of you, but you've always wondered if people saw what you felt. I realized that I had let fear rob me from releasing my greatness.
And you bring up another word, fear. I'm reading a book now that my mentor and coach, and we all should have coaches, I believe in that, and he told me to read this book, is that the What's in the Way is the Way by Mary O'Malley. And it's interesting, and the second chapter talks about fear, and it's like, embrace your fear. Face it head on. Otherwise, it's going to be haunting you all the time. Face it head on and get rid of it. And, and we must have some fear. That's how we built. You know, but let it be a small percentage. Fear that's going to propel us forward.
Absolutely.
So now you had a good fear, or you going to be in the first 100 talking. So that's a good fear, as opposed to when your division education person call you and he's like, oh no, I'm not talking. So it's a different fear.
Exactly.
And that's good. So tell us, how was that contest?
Yes.
That you know, the first 100.
Okay, so now I'm in the top 100 speakers, right? So I'm supposed to go to DC. Once I started realizing and research what the competition was about, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to put in the work.
Yeah, to put in the work. No.
You got to put in the work.
Yeah.
I was traveling all around Massachusetts, going to different clubs, practicing my speech.
Yeah.
I ended up going to DC, and I was the first speaker. That's the worst position to be in.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh my goodness. But I embraced it.
Yeah.
I went in with the mentality, you know what, Chivon? Set the stage.
Yeah.
I went on that stage and I gave it my all.
Yeah.
I left it on the stage.
Yeah.
And even though I didn't get the result that I wanted, which was going into the top 10 to compete for the World Championship of Public Speaking, I gained much more. And it was confirmed to me what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, which is speaking and teaching people about personal finances.
Personal finances.
Yes.
So on this journey, you know, you went through these challenges.
Yes.
You made a change. Something came to you, you know, signing up for this contest.
Yes.
That you were not, you know, you were
Exactly.
not on board, so to speak. And then as you saw, you was like, oh, the universe is telling me something.
Yes, yes.
You know, this I have to, if other people seeing it, how come I'm not seeing it? And that's what I'm saying. Other people could see the talent in you that you can't see. So you always have to be out there, portraying yourself, you know, presenting, whatever, and people will see it.
Absolutely.
And, like you said, now you found your passion. And that's what I tell people. That's the name of the show, Live Your Passion.
Yes.
And I keep telling people, get on a mission, meaning be committed and live your passion. And once you're doing that, life gonna be joyous. Okay, I'm not saying there wouldn't be challenges. I'm not saying there's not gonna be obstacles.
Yes.
But when you live in your passion and you know your why,
Yes.
okay, when you know that, obstacles, I say obstacles move out of the way. You don't even have to go around.
Yes.
They move. Chivon is coming, let me get out. You know, once you have that commitment and you know what your passion is. So now that you have that, I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg for you. So now you're doing coaching, you're speaking, and you're getting the message out there. So you're affecting people in a good way. So tell us some more about that. What are you doing, and what are your plans, you know, going forward? How you envision this now?
Well, I'm in the process of my journey, which is okay, right? Well, with the personal finances, I've been educating people within my church community for years. We have a lot of single mothers, a lot of young adults who don't have that financial literacy. So that's what I want to do. I want to help women gain those skills to be financially successful. One of my missions is to get into universities and get into organizations to teach about financial education, because organizations do not know how stressed their employees are. They're getting that paycheck, but they don't know how to spend it. You get what I mean? So that's my mission in life now.
That's your mission. And you're doing some of that now in your church. So you've done some of that before. And from speaking to you, you've done some of that in your personal life with your student loans. So you have implemented it. You know the steps, so you qualified through experience to teach it.
Absolutely. And I want to touch upon that, Alex, is that year when I left my position, right, I would not have been able to do that if I was in debt. I tell people that before that time, I was in $100,000 in debt between me and my husband. Student loans, cars, and all that. That year, I just got out of debt. So it gave me the room to be able to leave and not be stressed financially.
Give you the freedom. You're not handcuffed to the debt.
Exactly.
Basically, that's what it is. So, yeah, that's great. That's a great story. And you know, what I'm hearing and what I like is this is your personal experience. This is not something you read in a book and you will be teaching people because you read it. This is something you live, you know. It affected you in negative ways in terms of your health, in terms of making a, you know, that's a really that decision to just cut the cord
Yes.
and move on without having any financial stability, so to speak. You know, that's a big decision. And this is something that the audience need to hear, that sometime we need to do this.
Yes.
You know, not all the time. You made a good point. Because you were not strapped, you know, with debt, you had the ability to make that decision. You needed less to live.
Exactly.
Right? You didn't have those commitments. So that's great. So you so now you're helping people with your experience. You found your new passion, which is speaking.
Yes.
You're in the top 100 in the world. You know, I had a so that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yes.
So tell us, you know, with this discussion, it's been great. It's been lively. I think it's going to help a lot of people. And again, the title of this segment, share it with us.
Release the greatness within you.
Yeah, and you could do it.
Yes.
You could do it. Ask for help. You know, find what your passion is. Find out why, and be committed to it, and make the tweaks as you go along.
Absolutely.
You have to be flexible.
Yes.
And is there anything else you want to share with the audience, or any nuggets you want to leave with them?
Absolutely. I like to leave you with 3 nuggets. The first nugget is, as Alex said, embrace the fear and jump. Many times we are at the edge of the cliff, looking down, waiting for the fear to stop. That was me with my business. But what we must realize is that the fear is never going to stop. And if we do not brace the fear, we will never reach our fullest potential. The second thing is, you have to put in the work. You see, when I was on this journey trying to get to the championship of public speaking, I put in so many hours. I lost sleep. And even though I did not get my desired results, my work did not go in vain. You see, I am not the same speaker that I was 5 months ago. So even though you think you're putting in the work and you're not getting the results that you want, don't worry about it. Your work will not be in vain. And the third nugget I would like to leave you with, thank those naysayers. In my neck of the woods, we call them haters. The people who put negative thoughts in your mind that say you can't. You see, you need those people. Why? Because they have built your perseverance muscle to give you the drive to go on and do great things in life. So embrace it and thank them.
Yes. And release that greatness.
And release your greatness.
Yeah, as my mentor and coach, speaking coach Les Brown said, you have greatness within you.
Yes.
And we all do, and
yes.
it's just to get it out. So I want to thank you very much for gracing us with your presence on the show.
Thank you.
It's been very enjoyable, and I want to share one of my my books with you, Courage in Our Hearts, A Family's Love Story. And this is for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome. And the other thing I like to do on the show is read a quote from my inspirational life quotes, a collection for your daily motivation. And I'll find today's date and see what the quote is for today. The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength. Not a lack of knowledge, but rather in a lack of will.
Wow.
Vince Lombardi. Is this relevant to what we were talking about? I mean, I didn't look at it before.
Wow, he's not lying.
Yeah. So it's relevant to what we've been talking about. And I have 2 other books, IP Goals Made Easy. It's all my books are on Amazon, and this book is a accompaniment to Courage in Our Hearts. It's Discover Your Inner Treasure, and there's my granddaughter on the cover, and she's here on this one too. Yeah, so thanks very much for coming.
Thank you.
Again, my name is Alex Stephen, your host. You could go on my website at alexstephen.com for free resources. You could reach me at alex@alexstephen.com. And how could people reach you on your website? Please share that with us.
Right now, you can reach me at www.coachchivon.com.
Okay,
Yeah.
on that. So thanks very much, and see you next time on Live Your Passion.
The preceding was a production of Medfield TV, Community Shows.